Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving deep into a topic that literally affects every single one of us, our personal energy. We're going to break down some absolutely incredible insights from a conversation between the renowned therapist Marisa Peer and best-selling author and coach Simon Alexander Ong. Basically, we're going to look at exactly how you can completely shift your mindset, stop draining yourself, and start magnetizing the success you actually want.
But right off the bat, before we even jump into the details, I want you to ask yourself a really vital question. Are you living your life or someone else's? Because, as our sources point out, if you're just chasing society's definition of success, that specific job title, the high salary, a certain status, you might be heading straight for complete and total exhaustion. True energy, that comes from running your own race.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover escaping the burnout trap, the 4 pillars of energy, the vocabulary of success, redefining failure and rejection, and finally, 3 daily habits for lasting change. Let's get right into it.
All right, Section 1, Escaping the Burnout Trap, and how hitting rock bottom can actually help you find your purpose.
Think about Simon's personal journey for a second. He grew up with this really narrow definition of success passed down to him. Basically, get a high-status job, make a ton of money, and boom, you've made it. So he enters the finance industry in 2007, literally right before the global market crash. And even though he was ticking all those societal boxes, his heart just completely wasn't in it. Ignoring his true feelings led him straight into a 10-year trap of what he calls brain burnout. He ended up numbing that lack of fulfillment with alcohol, gambling, endless TV, you name it. And it all culminated at 3 a.m. one morning when he stumbled home, entirely disconnected from reality, and nearly lost his relationship with the woman who is now his wife. It was a massive, absolutely crucial wake-up call.
And that wake-up call leads us to this realization. Whatever I wasn't changing, I was choosing. Just let that sink in for a second. This brilliant quote perfectly captures his turning point. He realized that avoiding his true feelings was an active choice he was making. If he wanted a different reality, he had to take absolute responsibility and stop pushing his emotions down.
Moving right along to Section 2, let's talk about the 4 pillars of energy and building your foundation.
You see, energy can be broken down into 4 really actionable categories. Fixing exhaustion isn't just about taking a nap or sleeping more. First up, you have physical energy. That means making sleep, movement, and nutrition totally non-negotiable. Then there's mental energy, which is your resilience and how creatively you respond when things inevitably go wrong. After that is emotional energy. This one is all about relationships, how you speak to yourself and the people you surround yourself with. Are they energizing you or draining you? And finally, spiritual energy. Now, this isn't necessarily about religion. It's about finding meaning and doing what makes you feel truly alive. Because exhaustion often comes not from doing too much, but from doing too little of what actually brings you joy.
So if you need an immediate shift in your emotional energy right now, Simon and Marisa recommend this proven 3-step gratitude exercise. Try this today. Think of someone you love. Write down exactly why you're grateful for them in immense detail. Then, and this is the absolute magic step, call them or send them a voice note reading exactly what you wrote. Why a voice note? Because your voice actively carries your energetic state. It instantly transfers that positive emotion and abundance to them, and then it bounces right back to you.
Okay, Section 3, the vocabulary of success and why your words shape your reality.
Think about how often you say things like, "Oh, I should start this project," or "I should really reach out to that person." Should is a 50-50 word. It completely carries the energy of indecision and delay. Honestly, you could be waiting 10 years to change if you keep saying should. But replacing it with I must completely alters your trajectory. Must carries the definitive energy of a decision. And once the mind actually decides, the body is essentially forced to follow.
Similarly, Marisa points out that swapping the word want completely changes your reality. Want is actually kind of a negative word when you think about it. It signals lack, scarcity, and neediness, which basically repels opportunities. But changing it to I require, that completely shifts how the world responds to you. Require is a powerful, authoritative statement of your intention and your personal value.
I absolutely love this next reframe. When we try something new, our immediate reaction is almost always, wow, this is so hard. But your brain naturally craves the familiar, and it's wired to fear things that are difficult. So if you start calling a challenge unfamiliar instead of hard, it dramatically lowers your neurological resistance. It basically tells your brain, hey, I just need a little time to learn and adapt to this, instead of going into panic mode.
Moving into Section 4, redefining failure and rejection, and changing the meaning of the event itself.
How we interpret those inevitable bumps in the road is absolutely crucial. We have got to stop internalizing our mistakes by saying, I am a failure. You are not a failure. Failure is an event, it's not an identity. It is literally just an experience that equips you with the exact tools and resilience you're going to need for your future success. Think about it. If everything were perfectly easy, you wouldn't stretch, you wouldn't grow, and you honestly wouldn't even value the end result.
So, to overcome that paralyzing fear of being told no, Simon suggests a really brilliant strategy. Set a goal for yourself to go out and collect 100 rejections in 90 days.
This perfectly illustrates how gamifying a daunting process forces you to move right past the pain of a single no. By making it a game to collect rejections, you completely remove the personal sting. It keeps your momentum moving forward, and the funny thing is, you'll probably never actually reach 100 rejections because along the way, by putting yourself out there that much, you are inevitably going to stumble into some yeses.
Another amazing way to shift your energy away from scarcity is to create what they call a real-life vision board. Look, to manifest properly, you have to do more than just wish or stare at 2D pictures glued to a piece of cardboard. You need to prove to your brain that this new reality is actually possible. If you want a specific car, don't just look at a picture, go book a test drive. If you want a partner, clear out some physical space in your wardrobe for them. Bathe your senses in the reality you require, so your brain actively gets to work making it familiar.
Finally, Section 5, 3 habits for change and acting from your future self.
By adopting these 3 daily habits, you can completely align your physical, emotional, and spiritual energy. First, make daily movement non-negotiable. Pushing yourself physically proves to your brain that you can, in fact, handle unfamiliar, tough things. Second, add value to someone else's life every single day. This hugely boosts your own self-worth and triggers the law of reciprocity. And third, dream like a child. Stay wildly curious. Simon calls this the wormhole effect. When you let yourself wonder and explore without any fear of judgment, you shortcut your way to creativity and success so much faster than if you just play it safe.
And as a bonus habit, remember this vital truth about personal magnetism. Attempting to be perfect actually repels people. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. Having the courage to be vulnerable is literally the ultimate path to human connection. It invites people in, and it draws incredible, unexpected opportunities right your way.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this. Take a close look at your daily habits, your vocabulary, and your environments. Are they draining you, or are they energizing you? What is your energy introduced to a room before you even speak? And most importantly, what unfamiliar action are you going to take today to finally step into your true potential? Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.